calm down, but I cannot stand Verizon services. I'm not going to continue on and beat a dead horse about it. So we're going to continue on to our search for the shark's teeth. But I had to restart the video because on exiting in and out. Like, come on, man. I had 5G. So I digress. Anyways, I'm going to definitely file a complaint with them. Piece of crap. There's got to be a better cell phone service provider out there than Verizon. And if there is, I'm going to find it, and I'm going to switch my freaking phone number, everything. I'm not playing. I am sick of you. I will find another company with better streaming services than Verizon. I promise you I will. I don't know if they're like selecting me out of a bunch, but it's getting on my nerves. I've already found a good bit through here, so the chances of finding more might be pretty high. I don't know. There's got to be a shark's tooth right through here. It's such a promising spot. Looks like the rain's here. Sounds like the rain's here. Dang. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Very unusual. We're gonna keep it. Fossilized clam. Yep, not seeing much. What's this? It is a fossilized clam of some sort, but nothing really worth keeping. All right. This is where I found a few, so. I believe I just stuck poop. That's poop. That's poop. That's definitely poop. Ew. This is probably actually a good spot to look. Oh man, just not seeing too much of anything right here. Oh man, I thought for sure I might see one up here. I found a bunch right here already, some big ones. And it wouldn't surprise me if I'm gonna have a harder time trying to find them now. I mean, that's okay though. Okay, that's nothing. Yeah, not finding much on the shark's teeth there. I know on the last video on the uploads there was 2 chats that I couldn't see, so definitely something I'm definitely going to address to YouTube and Verizon here pretty soon for my cell phone services. They could be doing better because I don't see how the video could reload if I'm at 5G. So what in the world's going on with my services for the amount of money that I'm paying? Hopefully the quality is good. We're at full bar 5G though. But I took a screenshot of my cell phone services. I was at 5G and some bars. So there's no reason why the video should have ever actually stopped. Not much to see here, really. I'm gonna hop down in the creek over here and take a look. I found a bunch over here too, though. Oh God, so many spider webs. I have found a few this way, but I'm not taking the time to look. I'm a little bit frustrated with my service right now because some days I'll come out here and I'll do a video, and it'll be a great video. And then some days I come out here and it's total crap because of my cell phone service. Well, looks like they had a little bit of activity over here. Somebody building. They built some of that new ramp over there. So maybe that unearthed a little bit of shark's teeth. We'll go take a look. Good morning, everyone. I hope the stream is good. I am trying. Not for the lack of effort on my part, but, you know, Verizon could do better. I don't see many shark's teeth in there. We'll keep moving. Man, this is the worst morning for me to find shark's teeth in. I can tell you what, it did not rain enough for me to find anything good. There's got to be a squirrel up there. Unless it's actually raining. Oh, and nothing good there. We'll keep moving. Hopefully find a better shark's tooth spot over here. Ooh. There's a good bit of erosion here. Let's take a look. Not seeing any shark's teeth yet, but That's not to say that there's not any in there. There's one right here. Got one, finally. Finally. Jeez, man. That's a pretty good spot for the erosion here. That's the stuff I was talking about. That's what I need right here. A little bit of erosion. And I don't even have to work for it so hard. Got it right on top. Alright, what's this? This looks like a porpoise tooth. It is a porpoise tooth. I'm gonna wash this thing off. Yeah, it's some type of porpoise tooth. Alright, I'll stick that in there. It's a piece of baleen there. Alright, let's look for the next spot. We're going to go up the hill in just a minute and find some more shark's teeth up that way. Oh, looked like a shark's tooth, shaped like one. Anyway, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. It'll definitely help the conversation get started. Tell us where you're from and where you're watching at. From your home, your couch, your laptop, tablet, cell phone. This is all fresh erosion, so there should be a shark's tooth here. This is real fresh stuff. What's this? Huh. This is a piece of an oyster shell. Or it could actually be a shark's tooth. I'm going with oyster shell, but I'm going to keep it. I feel like it's an interesting one, for sure. There's got to be a shark's tooth in here, though. Yeah, I'm not seeing much there. We'll check again another time. Anywhere right in here, we should be able to find one. Lots of erosion, kind of pebbles we're looking for. Although I'm not seeing any. Not a tiny one. Tiny one I can barely keep a hold of. And I lost it. I did lose it. Oh well. I thought there might be one here. There probably is one. Okay. Well, we're almost there. We're almost to that one spot where I actually like to look at. Of course, we'll check over here too. It's a nice pile of rocks here. Might be a small chance to find something. I'm looking for bigger teeth, not smaller ones this time. I can find a bunch of small ones all day. I'm just tired of finding small ones. I want to find a larger shark's tooth. It's possible though. I could find one. Will I find one on this video? Maybe. Huh. A fossilized oyster. Huh. Thought that was another fossilized clam. I think I found a fossilized clam right here. You know, I found out, because I have found a couple meteorites out here. Not all meteorites are magnetic, by the way. Just so everybody knows. You can find a meteorite that's not magnetic. Nope, nothing. Nothing there. Alright, we'll keep looking. Big old sandbar. Okay. Now right in here I've found quite a bit. The last time I was here, I found, just sitting here, I found like 5. Just way more than 5 actually. I think I found like 10 or more shark's teeth just sitting here. Huh. That's a leaf. That's the only troublesome part is that I looked here the other day and I know it's going to be harder to find them like this because I've already searched high and low. There we go. Found one. I don't see that many shark's teeth, man. I'm looking like crazy. Can't believe all I was seeing is that half one. I'm just not seeing anymore. I gotta find a new spot, that's for sure. I do know where a new spot is. I'm just not walking over there to go get it. There's got to be another shark's tooth around here. Yeah, I'm not seeing much there. Well, let's go look at this last spot over here. I had to do 2 live uploads. Something wrong with my Verizon services. I'm gonna fall. Oh God, I'm gonna fall. Okay. All right. Let's look over here. Just before we go home, and set up for the next 2 videos that I have planned. Because I find a lot actually here. I do find a lot of shark's teeth here. Right here on these hills. If I'm lucky. I don't think I'll be lucky today, but we're gonna look. We might see one. We might not. Nothing. Yeah, I think I've already searched the crap out of this spot here, man. If I find one, it'll be really lucky. Really, really lucky if I find one here. All right, look at that. All right. I knew I'd find one. And that's a pretty cool looking one there. Ah, no, I dropped it. That's a good sign. Usually whenever all else fails, if I don't find them in the creek, and I come up here and look, it usually fills the cup up. Whether they be big ones or small ones, I can always find some right here. I thought that was one. Never fails. You'll always find a decent one here. The problem is you got to find it. Oh, I thought that was a spider web. I was about to like, oh crap. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing really good there. I can't wait to maybe even find one in here. Nope. Maybe something would have gotten dragged down by the bikes. Nope, nothing there. That's a leaf. Well, we found at least one good sized one. I'm not completely disappointed just because I know that I have searched high and low on this spot for the last few years. And there's a lot of people that search for shark's teeth over here now because of me. Because I give away all my secrets. But I figure, you know, if somebody wants to enjoy looking for shark's teeth, I don't have to have them all. You see it? It's a little tiny one. We're going to put these in little jars once I get my hobby license. And I'll authenticate them myself of where I found them. Obviously not the type of shark's tooth. I wasn't born 100 million years ago, so I can't tell you what kind of shark's tooth this is. All I can tell you is that I found them in Somerville. Alright, so we got a few. We didn't find many, but we found some. There's a broken one. Here's one right there. I'll just take the broken one, why not? Okay. Let's keep moving. And I'm gonna head on to the house here in a minute. Oh, I'm gonna look down there next. I bet that spot's got probably a bunch of shark's teeth. I want to check over here where they're building this ramp. It's a good chance for some shark's teeth here. I have to take a brief intermission. Yeah, I'm going home. Yep, I'm going home. Well, anyways, concludes the shark's teeth video. Today was not a success. It was not a success for shark's teeth. It could have been better. I will try next Sunday. Stay tuned for that. I'll go early in the morning. So I'll make it a schedule every Sunday. We go out and find shark's teeth. There's another spot I want to look at. This is the last spot I'm going to check on my way down. If I don't see any, fine. Yeah, I don't. But anyways, join us for next Sunday's adventure. We're going to go try to find some shark's teeth, but I got to go. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.